Hi there, Jamie again. And today, I must admit that it's been a little while since I uploaded a video to this channel, but in the meantime, a lot has happened in the Alexa development scene this year. It's 2018. Monetization is finally live. A lot of developers were after that for years. Um, a new SDK came out, version 2, which I'm going to talk a little bit about in this video. A new developer console, a lot more shiny, which looks a lot nicer to use. Yeah, so much has been happening. So I figured, why not? Now is a very good time to get back into this. So yeah, as I said today, a very quick and, if I'm honest, late look at the new SD. I keep saying new. Version 2 of the SDK. Over here is the blog, so I can see here, yeah, April 18th. It could be worse. A few months isn't the end of the world. But yeah, I mean, the reason I want to talk about it is, even though it's been out for a while and it's got some new changes, like you have more methods to handle errors, a new way to handle session attributes and persist data after a skill session has ended. So without further ado, I thought it would be most helpful first to look at, if you've made an Alexa skill, you've probably compiled the fact skill at one point, either from Lambda or whatever. But here, I've got it on the Alexa GitHub, right? So here, I actually have the older version using SDK v1, and then over here we have SDK v2. So on the first one, so if you've been making skills at least since before v2 was launched, so before April, or then again you could still be doing it. You know, it's not like it's been deprecated or anything. This probably looks very familiar too, in the sense that, first of all, we bring in the Alexa SDK at the top. We do some initialization stuff over here, and then we have one big handler over here that basically handles all of the intents that we set in our interaction models. So, for example, this one's a launch request, so this is when the skill is first launched. We're going to do, this thing. We have get new fact intent, so that's a custom intent. We'll invoke that if I say whatever I set as my utterances to hit this one. And yeah, I have some other built-in intents, very nice. But yeah, pretty straightforward. You'll also notice that the way we're building our response, it's all about using context, and in this case, this. So this dot response card renderer. So we add some card renderer information to the context. What do we want to say to the user when they first, when we first send back our response? Whatever's in here, and then at the end, when we're happy with what we're sending back, we just do response ready. And now there's a bunch of other stuff that I won't get into, but that's kind of the general, methodology around getting one of these skills to work in v1. So on v2, mostly the same, at least this sample. You got the data, you got some other fun stuff. Anyway, the biggest difference, I'm joking, it's not that big, but we do have a new SDK. So whereas it used to be called Alexa SDK, it's now, where is it? Over here. We're now looking at ASK SDK core, or ASK SDK. There's a few variations. It depends what your skill needs, but that's straight away. You look at this, you know which version of the SDK you're using. So what else we got here? So as I showed before, we had one nice big handler, handling all these different intents. In the new one, we actually prefer to make handlers per intent and then register those, so the skill can understand where to send the user's request to. So you can see here, for example, well, I'll take a step back. We've loaded in the ASK SDK, very nice. We now do our initialization over here, so it's kind of similar, exports.handler, exports.handler, but you'll notice in this case we actually have to we're choosing to mention the handlers that we're loading in. So .add request handlers, and then get new fact handler, help handler, exit handler, and you'll see over here, exit handler, help handler. We have a handler, per intent. I mean, I guess you could do the old approach if you wanted to, where you could have one big handler and which handles multiple things, but if anything, the reason we're going for this sort of you know, style is it's just a little bit easier to understand. You know, you understand, you know, why we're where all the requests are going, because we make the handler, we register it over there, and then it's kind of it's just a little bit more straightforward. It's a little bit easier to read. So we've registered those, very nice. And now how does it work in one of these handlers? So we have two main parts of each handler. We have the can handle and the handle. So the can handle is basically deciding, can I as a handler handle this request? And the way we do that, so we get, I'm going to be saying handler a lot. that I just realized because there's so much, it's like a new thing. But yeah, you can see here we have handler input dot request envelope dot request. So handler input is going to be your new best friend. It's kind of replacing, you know, what I was talking about before in terms of this and context. Handler input is now what you do to build your responses and send it back to the user. In this case, it also handles the request stuff as well. You can see here handler input dot request envelope. So if I was to print this to the console, I would have access to the whole JSON request that's been sent to the skill. So you can see here we take the request from it, and then we put it in here, and then we get the type. So first we're checking the type. We're seeing, is it a launch request? If it is, then we're going to go in here. We're going to do this. Then we're going to get the user a new fact. So if I invoke the skill, I'd hit this one. If I was already in the skill, then you can't send launch requests if the skill session is already open, right? You send intent requests. So in this case, it'd still be accepted because it says launch request or intent request, and the name of the intent that's been passed in. You can see this is how we're getting it from the request envelope over here. If it's equal to get new fact intent, then yes, I can handle it, and then we do the handle bit. So this is tested against all of the handlers, and then, as mentioned, if it can handle it, the handle part then takes over, and we pass in the handler input, as I mentioned before. I'm going to be saying it a lot. So the handler input, as I said, it's your bread and butter. It's what you use to not only look at what the request passed in looks like, but also we use it to send back our response to the user. You can see here and we're actually using the return you know, keyword in our code, return handler input dot response builder, and then we're going to add all of our stuff that we want. So in this case, we're adding a dot speak, so that's going to be the initial thing Alexa says. With simple cards, we're going to send a card. It's all in the documentation, everything that you can add. I think the ASK SDK documentation, you can go check it out over here. I'll provide a link. Actually, here they are. Yeah, you can do everything. You can do standard card, simple card, reprompt. You know, so yeah, the old way was called a listen, but now it's called reprompt. I guess it is a reprompt, so it makes a bit more sense. All the dialogue directive stuff, render template stuff, all there. Go check it out. Yeah, so we're building our response, and then when we're happy with our response, we just finish it with a .get response. So we used to do response ready. Now we just do get response. I think the syntax is mostly different, but you're still going to be doing the same old stuff. Intents, session. Oh, actually, that's a good point. So session attributes, they are still a thing. So request attributes are more like one-off that are kind of gone right away. Session are alive throughout the session, and then persistence is when your skill closes and then you open up the skill. It's the data's still there. So maybe if you had like a high score or something. So yeah, that's I mean, this is, as I said, it's a very quick glance, but that's the new SDK in a nutshell. Go over here, and then Alexa Skills Kit SDK for Node.js. Lots of samples, lots of useful information just to figure out what is going on, and then yeah, that should hopefully put you on the right path. Apart from that, if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments or on Twitter or something. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you. Cheers.